I believe sleeping in is a killer of time in your day.
Man of War, Rafa Conde.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Man of War podcast. My name is Rafa Conde, and of course, I am a man on a mission here, forging you to be the best version of yourself, forging the mind, the body, and the spirit, walking this warrior's path together. Now, today's show, it's going to be a deep one. I'm going to talk about really how you can break up time and why so many men out there lose time throughout the day, and at the end of the week, they're scrambling. And a warrior-minded man doesn't have that problem. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about the Odyssey. The Odyssey program right now is absolutely the buzz. Everywhere that I turn, people are asking me about it. If you are a father with a son between the ages of 12 and 17, you got to get here. All right, the Odyssey right now is all about the synergy between father and son and building these young, gallant men. We're giving them such a unique perspective, all about the body, the mind, and the spirit. And it's tough because in our society, these young men don't really have the guidance of many fathers. And fathers are struggling because they don't have the time or they don't understand leadership. And we're going to bring this to the house in this program. It is a 2 full day program and highly embedded program, I may add. And with that said, even before you start this program, you will go into online training, getting you prepped up for your deployment day. Again, the website is theodysseyprogram.com. The next thing is, if you've been hiding under a rock, I understand. But outside of that, if you have not heard about the number one rite of passage in the planet, the Man of War Crucible, then I'm going to encourage you to go check this out. That's manofwarcrucible.com, MEN of warcrucible.com, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you're a man who wants to become the best version of himself and enter an incredible, magnificent, amazing, powerful brotherhood of like-minded men, of warrior men who are walking this warrior's path together, go there, manofwarcrucible.com, submit an application today, and let us get you into a program if you are the right fit. Of course, not everyone gets in, but if you're the right fit, this will be a program that you don't want to miss. All right. We talk about this often. A man does not have enough time in his day to do truly what he wants to do. This is basically the story that I get from so many men out there. You know, they're telling me, hey, Rafa, man, I just don't have the time. My day goes by quickly. By the time I wake up and I get home and get to bed, I basically don't have any hours in the day. We have 86,400 seconds every single day. What you do with those seconds, that's completely up to you. But I'll say this. There's a lot of motivational speakers out there that claim, hey, I can give you 4 hours here, or let's, do a 4-hour workday, or blah, 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 all this bullshit. Look, the reality here is this. When everything is said and done, the time is going to continue moving forward no matter what. So either you're on your game or you lose time. If you spend 10 hours of your day sleeping, then obviously you've lost time. I believe sleeping in is a killer of time in your day. And I'm going to say this, you don't need more than 6 hours of sleep every night. You just don't need it. If you are under the age of 70, you're good, man. Like, you're good to go. 6.5 hours of sleep should be all right. Like going to sleep by 10 o'clock and waking up by 4:30, that's my schedule. All right, that gives me ample time. I feel refreshed when I get up. It is these guys that are sleeping 10, 11 hours a day. For the love of God, that's just going to get you already it's going to slow you down for the rest of the day, and it's not going to help you. You're going to be drowsy. You're going to be tired. I don't know about you, but certainly when I sleep anything over 7.5, 8 hours, maybe I've had a completely, fucked up week, and maybe I only slept 3-4 hours a night, whatever. And I go in and I sleep a day for 8 hours. I'm toast. I'm sleepy. I'm drowsy. So by all means, stick to about 6.5 hours. You will be fine. Now, what you do with the next, obviously 6 hours, you have 4 segments of 6 hours in a day, right? That's 24 hours. What you do for the next literally 18 hours, that's up to you. You can structure it. You could be efficient with it. You can, use it wisely. But if you don't, your day will be gone. Now, I'll tell you, social media, men who are living vicariously through social media, who are sitting there and spending 2, 3, 4 hours a day, that's wasted time on social media. The other thing is men who are, they get caught up into their own gossip, into their own world. They start speaking to other men and they get into this whole conversation about bullshit. It's not generating anything for you at all. By the time you know it, you're into this bullshit conversation about sports, about this, about that. By the time you know it, you've blown 2 hours of bullshit time. So realistically, when you are a task-oriented man, which every warrior knows how to be, you need to structure your day in elements. Now, whether it's divided into priorities, whether it's divided into segments, into meetings, into whatever, into tasks, that's depending on what you do with your life and whatever you work, whatever your work is during the day, that's what you're going to be doing. But I will say this. For me personally, and keep this in mind, this is what has worked for me and what has worked for hundreds and hundreds of men that I have coached and that I have used this type of structure in the past. I divide my day into 2-hour increments, and I don't let myself sit for longer than 2 hours at a time, focused on one thing, right? So the idea is for me to, in between those 2 hours, I can have a 5 or 10 minute break mentally, whether it be just to maybe sip a cup of coffee or, whatever, just talk to someone or run an errand or whatever it may be. Those little gaps are important because they kind of break the monotony of doing the things over and over again. But 2 hours are my limit. I don't believe a man can function deeply in a state of real concentration for more than 2 hours. So when I'm focused, hyper focused on something and getting it done, I put my entire soul, mind, shut off my phone, shut off whatever it is that I need to do, and just hone in completely into that 2-hour bracket. You will be absolutely amazed how much you can get done in 2 hours if no one is bothering you, and if you're keeping yourself away from social media and keeping yourself away from other bullshit that's going on, environmental bullshit that's going on around you. So I like to lock myself in 2 hours at a time, and typically my projects are kind of broken down into that. Now I'll tell you, if you work a 10-hour day, that gives you an opportunity to do somewhere about 4 to 5 projects, right? 4 to 5 tasks and get them done. I would easily say that most men don't even get 2 tasks accomplished in an 8-hour day. So I get a lot accomplished usually during the day, and it leaves me time for the evening. So whatever you get done during your daytime at work, okay, then you step up and you go to the next level, which is, to me, would be now my 2-hour segments with my family at home, right? So important. So say you're working a 10-hour day, you're getting home 6, 7 o'clock at night. By the time you shower, have dinner, now that's your 2-hour bracket. Phone off. That includes, a meal with your family. That includes time with your family. That includes you spending the time, quality time there. Okay. Now keep in mind, the only time that I break off 1 hour, it's usually during the Warriors hour, which is when I wake up in the morning between 4:30 and 5:30. I own that time. Again, listen to me very clearly. That 1 hour, I shut my phone off and I disconnect. Now, typically by the time I get home, I get dressed, take a shower, and so on. It's usually another 30 to 45 minutes. Now, I talk about this in Redefining the 21st Century Man. Okay, and I talk about it in depth, about organizing your closet, about getting your gear together for the day ahead of you, right? So I love to be able to have things laid out the day before. My shorts and t-shirt and sneakers for the gym. I love to wake up and have that ready to go. When I come back from my Warriors hour, the next step is making sure that I take a shower and that next wave of clothing that I'm going to be wearing to the office is already ready to go. It's hanging. I can pull it, get with it. Listen, if you just spend 10 or 15 minutes every morning chasing around looking for what you're going to wear that day, just add that up. That's over an hour and a half per week that you're throwing away. Okay, then you add that up. You're looking at what? 5, 6, 7 hours in a month that you're throwing away. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much focused time that is for me if I could spend 5 or 6 extra hours per week? Come on, per month, per year? Just add that up. Just week, month, year. By the time you know it, you're talking about over 100 hours that you're throwing away. So I say this to you. Structure your day, break it up, have your things prepared the night before. I like to do my agenda, write things in a book, making sure that I'm seeing them. I'm a tangible kind of guy. I like to write them out. I have my sneakers next to my bed, like I said earlier, my shorts and my t-shirt, that's absolutely ready to go. Even my bathroom is set up. My toothbrush, my toothpaste, soap, shampoo, all there ready, accessible. So when I go into that in the morning, I usually hit myself with a shower, a quick 2-minute cold shower in the morning, and I get in and get out. Okay, that's before I even do anything else. So at 4:30, I wake myself up with a 2-minute shower, and boom, I'm gone. All right. Then the next thing is when I come back and I go take a shower, I have everything ready. So everything is ready for me. And you know how long it takes me to do that in the evening? A total of 5 minutes. Just much easier that way. I'll sacrifice 5 minutes for spending 25, 30 minutes on shit moving around. So design your day and structure it as you move forward. Little by little, pieces of your day will start falling into place, and you'll start realizing that, wow, I really have a tremendous amount of time. Now, when a warrior goes off to battle, he has to be battle ready, right? Because when the samurai wakes up and he knows that day he's going into battle, he has his hakama, right? His swords, his headgear, everything on the side ready to go for him. So he doesn't just get up and start walking around trying to figure where things are. He is ready for that battle. It's just about him meditating. It's about getting himself connected in mind, body, and spirit, putting on his gear and going into battle. And that's the same way a man should operate in our day and age here. With that said, when we talk about structure, sometimes we feel like maybe there's too much to do. And I've had men come up to me and say, hey man, I just have too much to do. Well, take bite-size increments at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself, because the second that you start overwhelming yourself, that's when you're going to start backtracking. Organize yourself by writing things, recording things. We all have phones. Use your note apps, your reminder apps, whatever it is, and then go out there and execute on each task. And I believe that if you can complete that task, that is a victory that you will stack. You will be more confident to take on the next one. All right? Break your day up and build them into these elements. All right, guys, hope that was a good takeaway for you. This is all about, again, the way that you live your life and the way that you can free time up to be with your family and to do things that have meaning and purpose for yourself. Before you go, I want you to check out the odysseyprogram.com. If you're a father with a son between the ages of 12 and 17, this is a program for you without a doubt. All right, may God bless. And until next time, your life may be challenging and full of dangers, but never, never, ever, ever retreat. Your last battle may be your greatest victory.